Hello everyone, welcome to picks 21 through 30. This is my final last 10 picks before the NBA draft tomorrow night. Now, the first 10 picks were kind of easy for me. The middle were kind of getting tougher. These last 10 were really, really difficult. So I'm going to get into the picks. The 21st pick, I kind of took some notes, so bear with me, people. I took a little bit of notes. Now, I don't know everything. The Oklahoma City Thunder is who gets to select here. Now, I've seen they have two power forwards that are unrestricted free agents. Now, you probably think, well, I'm going to have them take a power forward. But from what I look at this team, I don't know. I think they're going to take Justin Jackson out of North Carolina. Okay, because he's one of those players, like, he's capable of scoring in bunches, which I think would help Westbrook out. He's a good playmaker, so, you know, if once Russell Westbrook gets the ball out of his hands, he may pass it right back to Westbrook. Who knows? And also, Justin Jackson can guard multiple positions, so that can really help him on defense. They seem to go get a lot of, like, wing defenders, but they do kind of need more scoring. But the fact this guy can score in bunches is going to help him. Now his weaknesses, he doesn't have elite explosiveness. He does need to add strength, but he turns the ball over too much. But, I mean, Jeremy Grant is a restricted free agent, so I don't know if they're going to bring him back. I have no idea about Doug McDermott. Are they going to start him? I mean, what are they going to do? You know, and, Andre Robinson, I mean, he's a good defender, but I don't think it'd hurt to have someone else, like, athletic. So, I think they'll just take Justin Jackson. I mean, the fact he could guard multiple positions is going to help him. Alright, 22nd pick, Brooklyn Nets. Alright, there was a trade that just happened recently. Brooklyn sent Brook Lopez and the 27th pick to the Lakers for Timothy Mozgov and D'Angelo Russell. Now, I had a tough time. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with who I had originally picked here, even though it may be crazy. Because sometimes I think you take best player available, sometimes over need. Even though I look and maybe, well, this team's gonna need a center, but I don't know if there's going to be a center worthy of 22nd pick. So, my thinking, why not add more scoring again? And, the more people can score, the better. You know, more people put the ball in the basket. I think they're going to take Terrence Ferguson out of UCLA, 6'7". And, his strengths are athleticism. He's got a good jumper. He's a solid defender. He's got good quickness. Now, the bad thing about him, he's got his ball handling and his strength. He needs to work on that. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, NBA drafts are so difficult. Especially when you get late in the first round. Because somebody like late second round could be taken. Somebody who you didn't even have on your list could get taken. But I just think they're going to take Terrence Ferguson. To me, maybe it's best player available. I have no idea. Alright. Now let's move to the 23rd pick. Go to the Toronto Raptors. Now they have unrestricted free agents, Serge Ibaka, Kyle Lowry, which I don't think you should bring him back. Not at, I think, like $200 million. He's not worth it. He's good in the regular season, but when he comes to playoffs, he stinks. Patrick Patterson and PJ Tucker. Alright. Now I'm looking at this. And if Patterson leaves and Ibaka leaves, this team needs a power forward. Now, I don't know if both of them will leave. They may stay. But I think you're going to take DJ Wilson. out of Michigan. He's 6'10", 235 pounds. He's got good size. He's got good defense and good lateral quickness. Now his weaknesses, he does settle for contested jumpers, and he shifts away from contact. But I think Toronto's actually going to take a need here and go take a power forward. Now they may surprise and take like another point guard. They may take like Frank Jackson, T.J. Dozier out of South Carolina, but I just think they're going to take DJ Wilson. And will Kyle Lowry resign? Who knows? If not, probably Corey Joseph will be the starting point guard. Now the 24th pick, Utah has 24th and 30th pick, and I'm kind of guessing on these late first rounders. Again, I'm guessing, and this guy might actually go higher up in the draft. But I'm looking at the factor the guy was only 6'2". Alright, that's really undersized for shooting guard. And I would have had Toronto take him, but they took I can't even think of the guy's name now. Norman Powell, there it is. I don't see why they would take another shooting guard when you have DeRozan. So I think Utah, Rodney Hood might be the starting small forward if Gordon Hayward doesn't resign with his team, although I think he will. And I think they're going to take 6'2", 210 pound out of Louisville, Donovan Mitchell. Now, from what I read about him, he's a very good defender, and he's got a 6'10" wingspan. 6'10" for a guy who's only 6'2" tall. I would love to I need to create a guy like that on 2K. Which I will talk about 2K in other videos. But this is the NBA draft video. So, I think they'll take Donovan Mitchell, 6'2", undersized. Now, I don't think he can play the point. So that could be a problem. But he can defend. He'll have to definitely play shooting guard. Now, he might be able to play the point, but not like run the point. On defense, might be able to guard point guards, maybe. With that 6'10" wingspan, that'd be pretty nasty. So I think Utah will take Donovan Mitchell with the 24th pick. Now, the 25th pick, I had to think about this one. I live in Orlando. I go to the Orlando Magic games. And yes, I have loved them since Shaq days. Shaq was my favorite center. And I'm going to confess, I do like the Sixers too. AI was my favorite Sixer. Still like the Sixers. They're interesting to watch. Even though they're an underdog just like Orlando. Orlando, actually, to me, does not quite have a brighter future compared to Philly. But they got 2 picks in the first round. Now, the 6th pick earlier, I had him taking Dennis Smith Jr., who I think is going to be the best available player in that draft at that spot. Or Jonathan Isaac, maybe. But the 25th pick, I had to think about this one. Now, I'm going to admit, I have talked about it in groups. I was real high on Jordan Bell. Just because of defense. But his offensive game kind of scares me. And I think about this. They're probably going to start Aaron Gordon and Vooch at your 4 and 5, alright? Now, when you got that second unit coming in, if you had Bismack and Jordan Bell, you're not going to have much offense. And that's going to be a problem. That's going to be wonderful in defense. Wonderful. Because you can get one guy on one side, another guy on the other side. But on offense, that's going to be a nightmare in the paint. So, I'm going to play this player in the factor, even though he does not have good defense. But I think he could be a stretch 4 coming off the bench. They said he could even play the 5, but I don't want him out there on defense, because he reminds me of Spencer Hawes a little bit, but undersized. It's Ivan Rabb, who's 6'10", 220 pounds, out of California. Now, he has a 7'2" wingspan. He averaged 17.1 points per game and 12.8 rebounds per game in 40 minutes. Now, that kind of reminds me maybe of Aaron Gordon numbers, but not as good defensively. So, I just think they'll take Ivan Rabb, and I think he'll have to be Aaron Gordon's backup, because I think if they re-sign Jeff Green, that's going to be a huge mistake. Jeff Green to me was a disappointment. I'm glad they only gave him 1 year. He had very good few spurts, but he was just a disappointment. It's 25th, or for Orlando. So Ivan Rabb is who I think they'll take with the 25th pick. Now, the 26th pick, goes to the Portland Trailblazers. This is their 3rd pick in the first round. Now, people think they're going to trade 2 of the picks to New York for Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know. I don't think I mean, if I'm Portland, I do that deal. If I'm New York, I don't think I do that deal, just because Kristaps Porzingis is going to be, he's their up-and-coming player. But I just watched a little bit of video here earlier on this guy. He's around 6'7", 6'8", and he's got a 7'6" wingspan. And he's a very capable shooter. He's got defensive potential, and he's got a decent physical profile. I am talking about OG Anunoby out of Indiana. He's around 6'7" to 6'8", 230 pounds. He shot 70% from two-point range and 31% from 3 last year. I believe that was in a 40-minute span. 7'6" wingspan. Now, he's a capable shooter, so he can knock down some shots, but he's also streaky. So he's got moments he's going to be real good, he's got moments he's going to stink. And then, he needs to polish his offensive game. But he needs to play with a little more consistency on D, and he suffered a knee injury, so that's kind of some of his weaknesses. But, I had them, Portland, taking, I think, a center with one of the picks and a power forward with the other. Yeah, I had them taking Kuzma and Justin Patton. And I think they'll take, and that'll, their front court. Now, they could have took a backcourt player here, maybe like Frank Jackson. I have no idea. I'm not sold on Shabazz Napier. But, they may stick with him, but they could use another guard. But I don't know if there's really a guard at 26, other than maybe Frank Jackson, who might be worthy. But I just don't think they're going to take another guard when you're going to play probably Damian Lillard 35 to 40 minutes a game. And granted, he stays healthy. So, I'm just going to say they're going to take OG Anunoby. Now, okay, the Lakers, just because recently of that Brooklyn trade where they traded off Brook Lopez, and I think it was the 27th pick, for Timothy Mozgov and D'Angelo Russell. So they're going to have 2 picks right in a row here. This is going to be real interesting. This one, sometimes you take best player available, but I don't know on this. Do you go another point guard? I was kind of torn. Like I said, I'm torn with these last 10 picks. I'm basically just guessing what these teams are going to take in the last 10 picks. I'm usually about the first 10, I might get 3 of the 4 of the picks right. I've never hit on all 30 picks. I don't think most people have. Although there should be a contest. If there isn't, I don't know about $1 million contest or something. But, okay, the 27th pick, I have, and I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce this guy's name, Ike Anigbogu. I'm sorry, Anigbogu. He's out of UCLA. He's 6'10", 250 pounds. In 40 minutes, he averaged 3.5 blocks a game. Now, that would be pretty good. If, say, Brook Lopez, who suffers a lot of injuries, goes down, you could put this guy. They have that, Ivanka Zurbeb. I don't know how good he's going to be, but this guy has a good defensive impact. motor in the glass, and intangibles. Now, he's limited offensively, so this is why I don't think he would be a good starter. This is why you start Brook Lopez if healthy, and you bring this guy off the bench, which you can always use good bench players. If I was 20 years old, I would be satisfied being a good bench player. $3, $4, $5 million. It'd make me happy. But I think they'll take Ike and Nigaboo. I don't know again. You know the pronunciation of this guy's name? Anigbogu. Send it to me, please. But that's who I think. He's got a 7'4" wingspan, which that's interesting. Now, 28th pick. Now, I know the Lakers have Julius Randle and Larry Nance Jr. at this position. But I think you take maybe one of the best players available. You're going to have another defensive player. Why not have defense in the post? You could be a headache for teams in the post. Like Golden State Warriors, you definitely, if they go in the post, you could be a headache. But I know they like to shoot a lot of threes. But I think in 40 minutes, 15.1 points a game, 11.9 rebounds. Now, he's got a 6'11" wingspan. He came out of Oregon. I am talking about Jordan Bell. I watched the tournament a little bit. I saw him get 8 blocks against Kansas. That was unreal. Like, this guy was swatting everything. Like, I would not want to go in the paint against this guy. And I never seen this guy until I watched the tournament. Now, I'm kind of high on him, but I'm not so high that I think he should be a top 10 or top 20 pick. He's someone that I think would be good in the late first round. And I think Jordan Bell would be great. He's got athleticism, defensive versatility. He can get you some offensive rebound. He's improved a little bit on offense, but he's also limited on offense. So it's kind of, and he's slightly undersized, and he lacks consistency. And he's 6'8", 225 pounds out of Oregon. And that's who I think the Lakers will take with the 28th pick. Now, the 29th pick, again, these late picks are so difficult to predict. I don't think I've gotten one right in the last 5-6 years. I don't know. After about the first 10 picks, I don't get very many of them right. I may hit 3 or 4, but Manu Ginobili is retiring. Now, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, they may draft his replacement. This guy scored 23.9 points per game in 40 minutes last year. He comes out of Florida State. He's around 6'6", 6'7", and this guy, I think he would thrive in Greg Popovich's system, and I think he would sizzle. And I'm talking about Dwayne Bacon. Matter of fact, I think in the late first round, maybe even second round, this guy will be one of the steals of this draft. He will be one of the steals. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star or superstar, but I think he could be maybe at the worst a great sixth man, like Ginobili. But this guy could score in bunches. Like, he has great scoring instincts. But he could have trouble creating at the NBA level, but I think with Pop as his coach, I think he'll improve. He's kind of a streaky shooter, defensive, but I think, I think this guy's going to shock people if he gets drafted by the Spurs. He's a combo wing. He could play the 2 or the 3. I mean, he might be like a Danny Green, but not like defensively. He's not going to be as good defensively. I think he's going to be close to a Ginobili. Not probably all-star, but a great six-man, like I said, the worst. I mean, I think he can get you 14, 15 a game, which would be great. And you can still start Danny Green. He's still there. But I think the San Antonio Spurs will take Dwayne Bacon with 29. Now, the 30th and final pick. And again, I had to think about this one. Because Utah could go big and take Tony Bradley. But I looked at this. I looked at who was a free agent. Jordan Hill and Shelvin Mack. All right, both two guys are point guards. Will Utah bring both these guys back? I do not know. So I was looking at the list of players. Now, I was torn between P.J. Dozier out of South Carolina, who's 6'6". But I look at Dante Exum, who was 6'6". Still not completely sold on him. And I'm thinking, well, they could get using a backup point guard besides Raul Neto. Maybe another one. And I think they'll take Frank Jackson out of Duke. Now, he's a powerful athlete. He'll get you some athleticism. I think coming off the bench. He's a downhill slasher and he's a shot maker, so he can make shots. So, that could be good, but he does not have point guard skills. So, you may have to play him at shooting guard. And then hopefully bring George Hill back. And I think they should bring George Hill back. I don't know how much money. Or if not, go get like another point guard like Jeff Teague. Or if he can stay healthy, Drew Holiday would be interesting for the Jazz. But he also, lacks versatility on D. Frank Jackson, 6'3", 200 pounds, out of Duke. He's got a 6'7.5" wingspan. Now, tomorrow night is the NBA draft. I wish the best for every team. It's going to be hard for every team to get the player they want because, Utah is not getting Lonzo Ball. But I hope each team, gets the player they need to fill, it would be interesting. I just want to see a more competitive next season. I don't want to just see Golden State and Cleveland all the time. I did not watch the finals this year. Well, first off, I just didn't have the time. Because I'm trying to lose some weight. And I'm going to definitely watch the NBA draft tomorrow night and eat some wings. And send me your comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I am going to make some other NBA videos, and I'm going to make some other videos of various stuff, and I'm probably going to do, I did part of a 2K17 last year, but I was having kind of trouble with my TV, like my TV's not big enough. I hope I can get a bigger TV, and I didn't have as much quiet, and now I've got my own little guest house, so it'll be more quiet. And it's not, as you can tell behind me, it's not completely arranged yet, but I just think this NBA draft is going to be very exciting. The top about 5 to 10 picks, it's got me intrigued. And even the middle of the draft is kind of, what is Portland going to do with 3 picks? And I mean, Charlotte just got Dwight Howard yesterday, so that's going to be crazy. But who is your mock draft? You could go 1 through 10, 1 through 15, just 5, all 30. Send me your mock draft. Comment on what you agree and disagree with on my picks. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be right on any of these. I don't watch enough college ball. I watch mostly highlights. I watch a little bit of college ball. I'm hoping next year I can watch some more college ball. Because there's supposed to be a guy coming, I think he's going to go to Missouri. I used to live in Missouri. Named Michael Porter, and he's supposed to be projected the number 1 pick for 2018. So I don't know if he'll stay the number 1 pick. But, comment on who you think each team will take. If you got an idea for an NBA video you'd like to see, send me your comments on that. If you have an NBA blog, I have no problem if you share it in the comments. I've got no problem. As long as you're not, sending a bunch of fake stuff and all that, I've got no problem with it. But send me your comments, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want more NBA. And I'm going to be honest, I would love to try to do an NBA debate show with people, maybe a call-in if I had the money. If you want to help with that idea, Maybe I could do a GoFundMe, or someone could do a GoFundMe for me. Or a call-in show, I'll talk about a topic and people call in. I just think that would be interesting. Instead of, 3 or 4 people were debating each other, I would be debating with callers. Yeah, that'd be funny. And some people aren't going to like it, but people are going to be able to curse, yes, because I'm not going to have time to beep all of it out. I know there's going to be people that are going to curse anyway, so. But if you would like to see that happen, start a GoFundMe page or comment or something. And thank you for watching this video, and have a wonderful and great day. And enjoy tomorrow night the NBA draft. The 2017 NBA draft.